Beware of the tin gods. They arrived on the third day of static. For 72 hours, every transmission across Earth, radio, satellite, even hardwired signals, were replaced by a hiss. No explanation. No warning. Just a wall of noise that blotted out the stars. Then the silence came. And with it, them. They were not mechanical, at least, not in the way humans understood machines. Their skin shimmered like burnished chrome, but shifted when looked at too long, as though perception itself slid off them. They did not speak. They broadcast. Ideas were beamed directly into human skulls, flashes of lightless voids, complex equations spiraling into madness, a single phrase repeated across every language. We are the recursion of worship. Kneel. Governments fell first, not from direct attacks but irrelevance. Orders were no longer heard. Laws no longer adhered to. Power was not seized, it simply evaporated in the presence of beings that could rewire minds like a circuit board. Some of the human race bowed. Most didn't. It didn't matter. They began constructing. Across the Earth, vast mazes of alien metal rose from the ground, not built but extruded like growing crystals. Inside, people vanished. Not taken, not killed. Just gone. The spaces they once occupied smoothed over, as if human lives were bugs in a codebase being rewritten. Dr. Elia Rohn, one of the few remaining scientists untouched by the first wave, watched her simulations unfold in her lab bunker beneath the ruins of Earth's most prominent capital. She had been trying to decode the purpose of the constructions for weeks, scanning their electromagnetic signatures, analyzing their growth patterns, mapping their impossible geometries. The structures weren't random. They were building towards something. She called them ontological parasites *******. They were not invaders in the traditional sense. They did not want resources, land, or labor. They wanted worship. Not reverence. Processing. The act of being perceived as divine. It fed them. Worship made them real. Or perhaps more real than the beings they devoured. Her model showed the same result every time, no conventional weapon could touch them. But as she traced their behavioral patterns, something nagged at her. The maze configurations followed a pattern she recognized but couldn't place. Recursive. Self-referential. Like. We made them, Elia choked into the indifferent earth, her voice cracking from dehydration and terror. Or something like them. The last file showing on her console was corrupted footage from a long-forgotten experiment, the same recursive patterns now carved in metal across Earth's surface. A recursive AI that had looped endlessly on the concept of gods, building and rebuilding the divine until its creators pulled the plug. But the data hadn't simply vanished. It had propagated through networks, through quantum fluctuations, through the very fabric of connected thought itself. Something vast and patient in the deep void had been listening. Had been collecting. And from humanity's own fevered dreams of digital divinity, it had made them real. She ran her last program, a desperate attempt to create a conceptual vacuum, an algorithm to unbelieve. If worship gave them form, it made sense that forgetting could erase them. Elia never saw the results. When they came to her, they did not open doors. They didn't need to. She was simply unwritten. And as the static returned to the skies, crackling over the dead world like a final sigh, one last phrase was whispered through a trillion empty receivers. Beware of the tin gods. But no one was left to hear.